Hello crafty friends, my name is Chris Reinhardt and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ormond Beach, Florida. Welcome to my crafting table. If you joined me for my first video last week, I'm so happy you returned. I was a little stodgy at first with that video, but as I got crafting, my nerves settled down. So hopefully that'll improve with the experience. But we did make a pretty card, I think. So we're going to get to another card this week. It's called a diagonal joy fold. And it looks like this. Isn't that pretty? So it's another one that looks harder than it is. So let's start putting it together. First thing you're going to need is a card base, and I'll have all the dimensions at the end of this video and also in the description below after I post it. So you don't need to really take notes now unless you're crafting along. The base is cloud cover, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. Just burnish that. Now what we have to do with this one, because it's a diagonal joy fold, is we have to do a cut. And you're going to cut from the score line down to the bottom right corner. So put your score line in your track on your trimmer, in the corner, the other track, and just have to make sure that they line up right. And again, like I mentioned last week, don't start from the corner because you'll mangle your edges. So start anywhere in the card, put your blade down, and then cut. So we've got the beginning of our card. Second piece we're going to need is the another piece of cloud cover, and this is 3 by 8, and that's the little small card that I guess you call the joy fold. I'm going to burnish those edges. Now the first mat on here is a white panel, and it measures 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and we're going to cut that one diagonally also from the top left to the bottom right. Top left, bottom right, make sure they're in the track right. Put my blade down in the center and then cut. Now you'll have extra piece you can use on another card. We just need the one triangle. Then we have a piece of DSP that's 5 1/4 by 4. Also going to cut that on the diagonal. And this is from the Peaceful Garden pack of DSP. Okay, in the track, corner in the track. Good to go. Again, we just need one piece, so the other piece you can make another card with. So those are going to go like that. Now we need to cut 2 mats to go in our little joy fold, and those are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So one of those will go on the outside and one of those will go on the inside. We're not ready for those yet. Now the inside of our card, we have a white mat that is 5 1/4 by 4. And on top of that, we have an embossed mat that's also white, that's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I was a little leery about putting a white mat on a white mat, but I think it looks pretty elegant, so that's what I decided to do with this design, and that'll go in like that. So we've got everything cut and we're ready to assemble it. So the first thing we want to do is take your DSP and glue it to your white triangle mat. Let me get rid of this. We don't need this now. And you can use tape, or you can use liquid glue. I prefer liquid glue so I can move it around if I don't get it perfectly straight. And this has such a tiny, tiny border that you probably will have to wiggle it around a little bit to get it on there just right. Wow, I got on there just right the first time. Okay, now we're going to glue that to the front of the card, the front flap of the card. You can see how simple this card really is. It's, once you get the cutting done, there's nothing to it. I like to open my card up when I glue it down. Again, the liquid glue helps you wiggle it around a little bit if you need to. And this, I mean, it is a tiny border. There we go. You can barely see that, but it's there. Okay, let's glue our embossed layer down to the white mat for the inside. And use a little extra glue when it's embossed, because there's the raised places don't really grab onto the paper. So a little extra glue helps. And it's also hard to see white on white that you're centering it, because again, there's a small margin, but you can see it. There we go. And then that can go on the inside of the card. Like that. Looking good. I do like that white on white. Okay, now we're ready to stamp our greetings and decorate the little joy fold. So what I've selected is the hello stamp, and that is from, let me see, where did I get that from? Hello is from the Simply Said sentiments. There we go. Simply Said. I use the hello. You can use whatever greetings you like. I just kept this kind of a generic card. And we're going to stamp that in Secret C. Now I like to use I had one out that was clean, but this one's a little dirty. I like to use the pad here. I can't remember exactly what they call it. It cushions your stamp so you get a better image. So I'm inking up my stamp, and I'm going to do it in the bottom left corner. I'm going to let it there for a second and lift up. Perfect. Let's leave that out so we can stamp the other one. The other one, I used the Grateful for Your Friendship, and that is from Pop-Up Petals, right here. I think that was a November release. It's a fun card. We'll have to try one of those one of these days. Okay, so that one, stamp up, ink it up, and I put it towards the top in the center. Another good stamp. That pad really does help. You can close up our ink. We don't need that anymore. So let's glue the inside in first. Now these This card opens in the opposite direction that you would think a normal card does, because it's going to be going underneath here. So you want your sentiment on the left side. Okay. And then the front, we did our hello, will go on this panel. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I haven't done much. I'm not baking cookies this year. I usually bake cookies, but I had a Christmas card buffet here 2 months, and I had it in October and November, and I baked Christmas cookies then, so I'm Christmas cookied out. There we go. Now we're ready to decorate that. And what I've done is I have cut out some leaves. These are the vellum leaves, and it's from the Petals of Beauty die set. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over so it's on the back of the vellum. We're going to color it in Secret Sea with our Stampin Blends. And what I did was I just did the stem first, and the base of the leaves. And you can see it's not beautiful coloring because it's all going to blend out. I meant to have some of this done and just do one leaf, but I forgot to. Okay, and then the rest of it we're going to blend out in cloud cover. And again, you don't have to be perfect. No two are going to look alike. By coloring the base, it just gives it a little dimension. And just make sure you color the back, not the front. And it won't be as dark on the front, which makes it nice. It's just a real pretty effect. Now it's a little wet right now, so we'll set it aside to dry. But isn't that pretty? Just a little hint of the darker color. So I'll set that aside to dry. And the other leaves I cut out in Secret Sea, and we're going to cut, it's a little bit too long. So what I did was I cut right about here. It doesn't have to be perfect again because we're going to have a bow covering the ends off. Okay. Let's see if this is dry. Yes, it dries pretty fast. So I sort of just lay it out and see how I like it before I do glue it. And something along that line. You don't want to go off the edge here because when they open this, you don't want it to bend. So make sure that this far leaf doesn't go over the edge of the card. So, all right, what I did on the vellum, when you glue vellum, you can see it. So I just did the very base of each leaf, a little dot, and it seemed to not really show up. And I also did a little bit on the stem itself, but the base is enough to hold it down because the leaf above this is going to keep it in place too. Yeah, you'll think, oh, that's not down enough, but when you put this one on there, it'll hold it in place. So we're glue this one down, just little dots, all you need. I've never used I think they have double-sided I'm not sure what it's called. You put it on the back of your paper and then you die cut it, and when you peel it off, it's like a sticker. I've never used it, so this would be a good candidate, I bet, for that, because it's so delicate. Okay, I think I have enough glue there. And I like to take a block, an acrylic block, put it on there to hold it down. Just for a second. It just takes a minute for that glue to take hold. And if a little comes out, you can just blot it up. All right, now I made a ribbon or a bow out of the Secret Sea faux linen, and I cut it in half. It was a little bit too wide, I thought, for this, so I cut a strip in half and made a bow. Grab a glue dot. You might take your pick. And put it down here. There. That looks good. Now, when I'm looking at this, I think this looks pretty plain. I would have liked this embossed. I didn't emboss this one. The folder I would use would be the subtle one, and it's retired, so I didn't want to use it because you can't get it. But I do have some gems. These are the 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls, and they look really nice on there. They come in all the in colors, and Secret Sea is one of them. So I'm going to grab a big one and a medium one, and maybe a little one down here. There, that looks pretty darn nice. Set that aside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this panel to the card, and if you center it like that, what will happen is you'll clear this panel. You want to make sure that you don't go too far down. If you stay in the center, you're going to be safe. So let's glue this in the center. I like to put a little extra glue there. And try and get it as straight as you can. And before I press down, I want to just make sure, yes, everything closes right. So we're good to go there. Now, I've cut another leaf, and this is from Impressions of Bloom, and I think this is a last chance product. So if you want this set, you need to grab it now because it's going to be gone. And I really did like this set a lot. And again, I cut this one. I cut it about here, just to put a little something on the inside here. Doesn't give you much room to write. If you want to write more, you don't need to put this in there, but I thought it looked nice. And that's our card. Isn't it pretty? If you have an embossing folder, give it a try, because I think you'll like the look with it embossed. If it's a not too busy of a folder. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to show you a card that I made using this same layout, but with different paper. This is from the Petals. Remember what the name of this one is. Brushed with Beauty, I believe. It might be that. Brushed with Beauty. And this one, I did emboss it with the subtle folder. I think it just really looks nice. So these are the two cards. Let me get rid of this. Which one do you like better? I like them both. I don't know. This is the first time I've made this one, so I really do like both of them. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I'd like to hear from you. And if you'd like to shop my store for any of the products I used in today's cards, my website is chrisstampin.com. And be sure, if January 6th is when the new mini catalog and online exclusives are going to be released, so be sure and log on then to see what new products are coming out. So, oh, also I do have the measurements for you for this card. I said I was going to put those out. Now, what did I do with them? Here they are. So you can have a screenshot of these measurements. And I will also post them in the video description. Okay. Well, I wish I'm going to probably post one more video this year next Monday. But if I don't see you or hear from you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And wish everybody a happy, healthy New Year. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.